Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Selection Saturday podcast. Yes, that's right. We made it past episode 1.
Yeah.
Shut up. All right, so we don't waste time with introductions because what do we have to say that interests you other than what happened last week?
Nothing happened. Nothing important.
So let's go over records so Oscar, our guest picker, went 3-2. That's pretty respectable. He only lost the Fresno prediction and the Sam Houston Western Kentucky prediction. Solid. Josh went 1-4.
Mm-hmm.
Going head to head against the dictionary is typically not how you want to go. Okay. I'm referring to myself as the dictionary here.
Okay.
Because I'm 5-0, I am perfect. Okay. And that will carry over to this week.
That's no.
What do you? 100 games, 100 wins, easy. Everyone's playing bums this week. This is Cupcake Central. But let's go over a few of these games just real quick. Kansas State versus Iowa State. That was a great way to start off the season.
Yeah.
No one knew how to play the game of football. I know it was kind of slick out there, but goodness, that was difficult. And then I went to work for 8 hours and only caught the end of the last 2 games. But from what I saw, I barely caught any of the actual scoring in the Kansas State-Iowa State game. But I did catch that Kansas State's running back, not G.J. Giddens, did get injured early on in that game. And if they had him, they probably would have won it. So, maybe I shouldn't be 5-0, but
You shouldn't.
Idaho State UNLV.
Yeah, hold on.
Go ahead.
You were way too low on Idaho State.
I was too low?
Yep. Idaho State almost won that game. Idaho State kind of runs college football this year. If the college football in 2025 runs through Idaho State.
We should go over that game. UNLV is that's very concerning.
They scored a lot of points.
They did. It was only the running back though, Jaden Thomas, because Calandria wasn't doing anything. Orgy got benched after 2 drives. That's bad. But he scored the game-winning touchdown. So just move him to running back, honestly, at this point. And just kind of suck it up. Start Calandria for a year. See if you've got any guys in a sorority. Sorry. Frat.
Well, that too.
So that I can play quarterback. Kansas versus Fresno State. So EJ Warner still sucks.
Yeah.
I think that's Jalen Daniels. What was his stat line like?
It was pretty good. It wasn't normal Jalen Daniels outcome, which shocked the world.
Emmanuel Henderson had only 3 receptions for 21 yards. Nothing big out of that. I was kind of hoping to see something cool. Did not.
Jalen Daniels was... Oh my goodness, calm down. He was 18 for 20, 180 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That is almost a perfect game.
That's really good. So yeah, Kansas runs Fresno. Sure. Sam Houston State versus Western Kentucky. If I didn't have a read on that or what? Maverick McIver looked stellar. He missed a lot of passes. I checked his completion percentage. He threw 50 passes, just like I was predicting, but he only completed 27 of them. That's kind of worrying, but he didn't throw any picks.
Hold on.
If not, he had a good game, and it can only go up for him.
He did not throw a pick.
Yeah, 33 for 51, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Future's bright for the Hilltoppers. And then we get to Stanford versus Hawaii, the nightcap. And what a game. I mean, Mike Alejado, at some point while I was at work, injured his leg. Or his foot. And he was hobbling around. And he was still throwing darts. He had a good game. Stanford, something happened at the beginning of the game. I forgot what it was. That put Stanford up early. Something like fair catching a kickoff at the 1 or something. Embarrassing. But other than that, great showing by Hawaii in their home stadium. Stanford should probably be starting that other kid, not Gulbranson. The one that you were talking about that should be starting, or was starting in that depth chart that you were looking at. But
yeah.
Hold
on. Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll go over Hawaii later because they do have a week 1 match. I think all these guys have week 1 matchups.
That was Elijah Brown.
Elijah Brown, yeah. They should probably be starting him if they want a chance at maybe a bowl game or something. Okay. I'll take this time to remind y'all that we do take questions. If you have a question you want answered on the podcast, comment in the YouTube comment section. We'll read over it, and if it's not gonna get us canceled, then we'll answer it. Week 1 starts on Thursday with Boise State versus USF on ESPN. We're not gonna. So there's a bunch of games this week. I'm gonna give you like 2 to 3 sentences, and my pick. I don't know what Josh is gonna do.
I'm making picks.
I know you're gonna make picks. That's if you weren't making picks, we would have a problem.
I'll do my thing.
Okay. So, Boise State versus USF. My take on Boise. They've got a few 60-year guys on that team with experience, and they have the better defense. And I think they can shut down Byron Brown, who is no longer his 2023 self.
It's your worst take yet.
You're right, because I went 5-0 last week. Go ahead, talk.
Okay. Byron Brown, amazing. But I need to set aside bias with fact. And the fact is Boise State is a top 25 team. I'm going to pick Boise State.
As will I. Bowling Green versus Lafayette. Guys, you're going to hear this a lot from me. This is a tune-up game. Insert FCS team here is not very impressive. Give me FBS team, Bowling Green.
I mean, it's Bowling Green and it's Lafayette. Lafayette, what have they done ever in the existence of history? Bowling Green.
Revolutionary War spy.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah. And Hamilton.
Yeah?
Yeah.
True. Ohio versus Rutgers. Rutgers basically stayed the same. And I really want to pick Ohio here. Rutgers favored by... I should be reading these lines. I put them here for a reason. Rutgers favored by 16.5. I really want to pick Ohio with the upset here. Because I can't turn my eyes away from the action here. The midweek action. But Rutgers... I have enough faith in Shiano and Kaliakmanis to beat a MAC team.
Even Kaliakmanis doesn't deserve to play college football.
Wow.
And I think Ohio wins this one. It's gonna be close because it's still a Power 4 team, but I think Ohio's stronger.
Very interesting. Our first upset pick of the day. We go head-to-head on Ohio versus Rutgers. Wyoming versus Akron. Gosh. Who is watching this? Why did we schedule this? I can't even get a read on either of these teams. Akron can't even make a bowl game this year because they didn't have enough academic advancement rating or whatever. So they're too dumb to make a bowl game this year, and I just find that hilarious.
Michigan cheated, and they're still allowed to do whatever they want. They just got a little fine.
Okay. You can talk. You speak your truth, man. Akron. Midweek Maction. Akron gets the boost to beat an awful, dysfunctional Wyoming team. Don't watch this game.
I like Wyoming as much as I like oh my goodness. I like I really care about Wyoming Akron. It's getting me a loss of words. I like Wyoming as much as that. Oh my goodness. I like Wyoming as much as the next guy. But Ben Finley is one of the greatest MAC quarterbacks in the game. I gotta go Akron. Wow, that was hard.
Where's TJ Finley these days?
Dead.
Oh yeah. All right, that's right. We went over this last time. Okay, Jacksonville State versus UCF. Jacksonville State won the CUSA last year pretty convincingly against Western Kentucky. But that entire team's gone. I don't think Tyler Huff is back. I know that Trey Stewart is not back because he's with the NFL team, as he should be. So Jayville State's probably not going to return to the heights of the CUSA. I think we went over this last episode. And they face a UCF team who's projected last in the Big 12.
Huh.
And UCF named Cam Fancher, former FAU quarterback, same touchdowns as he did interceptions last year. And it was only like 6. So I'm not too high on Cam Fancher. But I think he'll get it done against Jacksonville State, who's probably going to be... remember, they only came to FBS 4 years ago. So, not a whole lot going on down there in Jacksonville, Alabama. UCF.
As much as I don't like UCF this year, obviously.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna wallop them probably. They won't wallop them because that's not what UCF does, but they'll win.
It's against Villanova and South Carolina State they do it, but yeah. 18.5 point favorites, by the way. Next is our Military Bowl matchup. Rematch. East Carolina versus NC State. NC State favored by 11.5. This game was already played. We saw it at the 2024 Military Bowl. I was in attendance. I think ECU got very lucky on third down conversions. NC State's defense hopefully got better with incoming transfers. And I'm going to ride with them. I picked NC State for that bowl game. I'll pick NC State right here.
East Carolina lost their best player.
Sharon Ravel.
Yeah, Siobhan Ravel. He was the heart and soul of the team.
Didn't play last year.
Yeah. NC State wins. Not much to say.
Gosh. Guys, don't watch this one either. It's ULM versus St. Francis. ULM is favored by 23.5. If you'll remember last year, St. Francis, they beat Kent State. I was on a bus watching that game. I couldn't believe my eyes. I knew Kent State was bad, but wow. St. Francis now making the transition to D3?
Yep.
Yikes. ULM.
St. Francis, lost to Alabama State 70-68 in March Madness.
Oh, yeah.
That's huge implications on this game. Really shows how weak their team is. ULM's got to win this one, you can't move to D3 and expect to win.
Fair. Don't watch this game.
Also, Kent State's basically a D4 team, so the fact that they beat them doesn't even count. It's like the flight.
Yeah, when he beat a 10-year-old?
Yeah.
Don't watch this game. Actually, no, do watch this game. It's Delaware's debut in FBS against in-state rivals Delaware State.
Okay, why does your notes say Delaware State shouldn't have sports teams?
Because they're so bad. Their basketball team sucks. Their football team sucks. Delaware's a new FBS team, and they're favored by 31.5 points. Golly. Now, no disrespect to Delaware. I think out of the two, them and Missouri State, they're probably better. I think they're going to win.
You think they're...
I know they're going to win.
They're going to win.
They're going to win.
Delaware wins. It's Delaware State. Go... Joe Biden's alum.
Yeah.
Go Ducks. I mean, yeah, that's what they are, right?
Blue Hens.
Blue Hens, same thing.
Cardinals.
I'm not good with...
Duke versus Elon.
I'm not good with birds.
Duke is a 33.5 point favorite. They're power 4. They shouldn't have any trouble with Elon. Give me Duke.
Elon, I remember they did something in basketball last year.
Did they?
I don't know. But Duke, 33-point favorites. That's embarrassing to Elon. They should be ashamed of themselves. Go Duke, go Devils, go Blue.
Go Blue.
Oh, no.
What about that cheating? Yeah.
No. Don't go Blue. Go, yeah.
Okay. Missouri versus Clark, Central Arkansas. Missouri's never lost to an FCS opponent.
Is that true? That's crazy. I mean...
Well, since the split in, like,
okay.
19-something. 1970, 80? Mizzou.
Yeah, I mean, Missouri, one of the mid-SEC teams, but, you know, with their new, amazing Bo Prabula, I mean, they could run the SEC this year with Bo.
Right.
At the helm.
Right.
Go, Mizzou.
Oklahoma State versus UT Martin. Oklahoma State is only favored by 20.5 against an FCS team. Granted, UT Martin, nothing to... What was it? What did we say last time? Nothing to shake us...
No, it's nothing to sneeze at.
Nothing to sneeze at, okay? They had a great defense last year at the FCS level. And that's probably why the spread is so low. Oklahoma State's going to kill them.
Oklahoma State shouldn't lose. I mean, I think for basically all of the FBS versus FCS, I'm going to pick the FBS.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't know if I... No, I definitely picked an FCS team. So, spoiler.
Oklahoma State win.
Okay. Now for the probably least exciting game on the slate. Stephen F. Austin versus Houston. I didn't write any notes for this one. I'm just going to pick Houston.
I mean, yeah, it's Stephen F. Austin. They were in that Dude Perfect video.
They were, because they were in March Madness and during their...
Yeah. So, go Cougars.
There you go. It's actually Cougar. No. Buffalo versus Minnesota. Finally, we got two FBS programs going at each other, okay? Buffalo, people are high on Buffalo. They think like maybe they're the second best team in the MAC, okay? And they've got a great defense. Minnesota lost their quarterback to the pros somehow. I forgot his name, but I don't know who's the quarterback now in Minnesota. I'm pretty sure when I was looking at it, I was not impressed. They still have Darius Taylor. He's a above average running back for the Power 4 level. But really, that's it. I don't know how Minnesota...
It's Drake Lindsey. He's a redshirt freshman.
Listen, it's a Thursday game. It's Maction. I'm going with the Buffalo Bulls.
Okay, I think that the Bulls are bullshit.
Whoa!
They lost their best defensive player. You can't expect them to have the same defense. He was the defense. He literally tackled everyone. And I think everyone's like, oh, the freshman quarterback, they're not going to know what to do. That means that there's a chance he's amazing, and there's a chance that he can prove that he'll get past the freshman accusation or the
stereotype.
Yes, and I think the Gophers are going golden.
Okay. Our second head-to-head, right?
Yeah.
Buffalo versus Minnesota. Okay, so Alabama State versus UAB does not have a line because a lot of these Group of 5 versus FCS matchups are just not relevant enough for the books to want to put a line on it. And frankly, UAB is a poverty franchise. Sorry to my Blazers out there. But Alabama State is also just so bad. So I'm going with UAB kind of blindly. I don't have a line to base this off of. I assume UAB is going to be favored by a bit. But I don't know. I mean, Trent Dilfer's the head coach. Surely he keeps his job after this season. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But he'll win this game.
Okay, Alabama State, as we all remember, beat St. Francis 70 to 68 basketball. What does that mean? Nothing, because we're talking about football, dummy. We're gonna pick the University of Alabama, UAB. Go Blazers.
Okay. 420. Blaze it. Miami of Ohio versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin, 17.5 favorite. 17.5 point favorites. Scotty, I mean, again, nothing to scoff at, nothing to sneeze at in Miami, but I think Scotty wants it more. They're not focused on this game. How about that? Because they've got Bama upcoming. So maybe Miami of Ohio could, in this midweek matchup, maybe catch Scotty sleeping. I'm not going to bet on it. Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's just the better team overall. I mean, obviously, it's a MAC team. MAC is never good.
It's good football, man.
Go Badgers.
All right. Our first in-depth game here. And frankly, the one I'm most excited for.
Really? That's the one you're most excited for?
That's a lie. Because LSU Clemson's this week.
Oh, Texas?
Yeah, I don't care about that game.
Okay.
They're not the teams they were last year. Okay, they both returned like 9 guys. So it'll be in Arrowhead, home of the Kansas City Chiefs. Who's that quarterback they have? Patrick Mahomes? Yeah, he kind of looks like Dylan Raiola.
Uh-huh.
Maybe a little bit of devil magic working in favor of Nebraska here.
Raiola wishes.
Yeah. He needs to keep the INTs down in year 2 because that was his major issue last year. The defense, all new. We don't know how that's going to be. The D-line especially. The secondary's all right. Their run defense has been profiled as pretty good by the sources that I've seen. Cincinnati. They retained Brendan Sorsby from last year. He's in that category of Big 12 quarterbacks that all had something going for them, but overall were just mid and just kind of found themselves ranked in a AP poll where no one exactly knew what the Big 12 was. They grabbed Tawee Walker as a running back from Scotty. They revamped their wide receiver room. And then on defense, they finally get Dante Corleone back. He's a monster. He didn't play last year because of blood clots. He leads that defense. They've also got solid linebackers, a good secondary, but I just don't think they match up very well to beat Nebraska here. I want Nebraska. Favored by 6.5 points. I'll take them. Fun little tidbit. Cincinnati defense has a dude named Jack Dingle and another dude named Matthew McDoom. Great all-name team.
Or I don't give a crap what their names are. I have Cincinnati hasn't crossed my mind in winning a game since the Desmond Ridder days, and they still don't today. And Dylan Raiola, he's got to be excited to play in Arrowhead. He's all giddy. He's doing his routine. He's cutting his hair. He's getting excited. Maybe Mahomes will be there to watch him play. That would be like Taylor Swift in the crowd for him. Maybe he turns it up. Maybe he gets scared. Maybe the lights are too bright for him. But all that being said, go Huskers. They crush them.
Wow, crushing.
Big 10 over Big 12.
Interesting. All right, well, that was fun. Time to go to San Diego State versus Stony Brook. San Diego State only favored 16.5 points. That's really sad. I'm still going San Diego State.
Yeah. Stony Brook. I didn't even know they had a football team. Just kidding. I did, obviously.
Obviously.
But I don't like San Diego State because they were annoying in March Madness 2 years ago. But
yeah.
Go San Diego State. Go Aztecs.
All right. Are we at Friday games now? I think we're at Friday games. Start off with Tarleton versus Army. Army favored by 16.5. I think this might actually be overrating Army. Tarleton State is 8th in the FCS coaches poll. And Army doesn't have Bryson Daly anymore. They don't have Kanye Udo. Is it Kanye Udo? Who's the... Yes. Yeah, it was Kanye Udo. I know there were two Kanye... Yeah, it was Kanye Roberts, who was with App State last year. They bring back a lot, but they don't bring back those guys. But it's an Army defense, and they probably will shut down Tarleton, but I don't think it will be a blowout of 2 scores or more. I think it will be close. It'll be a low-scoring, close game. Army.
I'm not going to talk that much about it. Like 8th in the FCS coaches poll. Who cares? It's still FCS. The Army was, they had a great team last year. Even if they could retain half of that, they'd still be better than Tarleton. So, go Army.
Go Army beat Navy?
No, never.
Okay, that's what I thought. Michigan State versus Western Michigan. Michigan State favored by 20. Aiden Childs. Still the quarterback?
Yeah. Maybe.
They wouldn't give up on him that quickly.
Yes, they would. Michigan State is one of the most irrelevant. They're on border with Wisconsin and like Minnesota on like irrelevance. Yeah, they got Childs.
Well, Aiden Childs is still a Power 4 quarterback, kind of. It's kind of awful, but Western Michigan, unfortunately, last year was their year to succeed. It was one and done, and they didn't do that. So now they're back to being just an average directional Michigan. Give me Michigan State.
I think this is Nick Marsh's year to increase in value and production. He's gonna be Michigan State's main guy this year. But I mean, will that be enough for this game? Yes. Will it be enough for the others? No. Probably not. Go Spartans.
FIU versus Bethune-Cookman. No line on this one.
FIU. Let's just move on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a fun tidbit.
Okay.
This game was supposed to be on
All
Saturday.
right, let's move on.
And then it got moved to Friday. Bethune-Cookman was 2-10 last year. FIU, let's move on. We got another FBS matchup here. Kennesaw State, Wake Forest. Wake Forest favored by 17.5. I don't see where Kennesaw State gets really particularly close here. I think Wake Forest is still an ACC team and should manhandle Kennesaw State with a new head coach and a new quarterback. This is a warm-up game for them.
And you're forgetting Wake Forest's new incoming O-line recruit.
Oh, yep.
Will Saba.
Yeah, I heard he's pretty good.
He's going to be a game changer in the Wake Forest O-line, and I don't see how Kennesaw can get to the quarterback with him even on the field.
Yeah, his aura is just so great. Wake Forest. App State versus Charlotte. This is actually going to be a close game. App State's only favored 6.5 points, and it's going to be played at Bank of America Stadium at Carolina Panthers. You're finally going to see some winners take the field. App State hasn't had a terrible season since being called up to FBS. They had a pretty bad season last year. I wouldn't say it was miserable, awful, but it wasn't to App State standards. They bring in a new head coach, Dole Loggins, and they grab AJ Swan from Vandy, who was playing before Pavia, I'm pretty sure. They grabbed Kanye Roberts back, and then everyone else came in from the portal. But it was a lot of Power 5 or Power 4 now guys. So they're really leaning into the second chance U aspect. They bring in Brayshawn Littlejohn. One of the best names in college sports. Charlotte has a new head coach, and they still suck. I'm going App State. I think App State should blow them out.
I don't like App State.
I know you don't.
But Joey Aguilar's gone. He was the only redeeming thing about that team. I can't root for them. Go Charlotte.
Wow.
Go 49ers. I mean, yeah.
Yeah?
No, 30. Yeah, 49ers.
49ers.
Who's the 30? Isn't there like a 30?
There is a 39ers, I'm pretty sure. Or is it 59ers? Whatever. Wagner versus Kansas. We saw in the Fresno State game that Kansas isn't playing around with these non-con games. So they'll probably just run through Wagner as well. I'll go with Kansas.
Look, I'm not going to doubt Kansas again. Go Kansas.
Illinois versus Western Illinois. Illinois favored by a whopping 45.5 points. And I don't know what Illinois is going to be this year. Everyone's making them out to be this CFP dark horse. Luke Altmaier. Fine. He's in that Brendan Sorsby area for me. There was all these, whatever. I won't linger on this game. It's going to be Illinois.
Illinois. All right. Illinois wins this. I'm not going to say I've never seen a number that high, but that's a pretty high line. And Vegas is never wrong.
Right. Kansas State was favored in that game. Baylor versus Auburn. This should be a fun one. Some middling teams in the power conferences. I don't believe in Jackson Arnold. And Sawyer Robertson is consistent enough to just kind of take control of the game and beat Auburn by a solid amount. I wouldn't say like 3 scores. I'd say 2 scores and below. It's still going to be a close game, but I'll go with Baylor. to pull off the 2.5-point upset.
Look, I took all the upsets last week. Didn't work. I'm switching it up. I'm learning from my mistakes. The Tigers are going to beat them. Jackson Arnold wasn't terrible. And he's going to be better on Auburn because he's playing.
Benched.
Huh?
He got benched. Hawkins Jr. came out last year, didn't he?
I don't care.
Or did he get injured? I forgot.
He's playing against a Big 12 team. The Big 12's a joke. Auburn wins.
Auburn isn't? Okay. I hate to disrespect Cam Coleman like that, but unfortunately, that is how it is.
3. I think it's 3.
I think we're at 4 now.
Oh.
Because we went,
Yeah, 4.
We went headed on Ohio Rutgers, Buffalo, Minnesota, App State, Charlotte, and Baylor Auburn. That's our first Power 4 versus Power 4 matchup that we went head to head on. Georgia Tech versus Colorado. People are excited for this one. I've been doubting Georgia Tech. Okay? But I've seen reports that Haynes King has been putting in a lot of work.
And now you're going to switch up.
And against Colorado, who's a team I hate just so much, and I would love nothing more than to see Deion Sanders get humbled this year and go 3-9 again. And I've always been a fan of Jamal Haynes. And I might have to go with Georgia Tech here. Go with the Techies.
Yeah, Georgia Tech, one of the best college football teams, easily can make a run for the playoffs.
I don't think I'm following you on that one, but sure.
Maybe the best ACC quarterback, maybe the best ACC running back.
Okay. All right. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, Georgia Tech beats Colorado. Once Colorado starts losing a lot, then these lines are gonna go up or down. The Go Jackets.
Yeah, and Caden Salter, last time he played a Power 5 or Power 4 team, was in the Fiesta Bowl. Ugh. UNLV versus Sam Houston. UNLV favored by 10.5. This went way down after they almost lost to Idaho State. And frankly, I don't see how UNLV wins this game unless Jaden Thomas gets 4 or 5 touchdowns, because Orgy's not going to do it, Calandra is not going to do it, and if they're not doing it, the wide receivers aren't going to do it, and the defense isn't going to do it. Jaden Thomas is the only bright spot on this team that we've seen, and Sam Houston kept up with a good Western Kentucky team. I don't know why this line is at double digits. Give me Sam Houston outright.
UNLV is the new Florida State. Give me Sam Houston.
Okay, both going upset. We got Central Mich versus San Jose State. New look for Central Mich. They're kind of going through a rebuilding year. San Jose State, I think they bring back Walker Eget, their quarterback from last year. More experienced team. Give me San Jose State. Favored by 11.5.
I mean, if you call this a rebuild year for Central Michigan, then they've been rebuilding their whole existence. So
That's fair.
Go Spartans again.
Wow. Tulane versus Northwestern, I think, kicks off our Saturday slate. And I'm not very high on Tulane. I don't know. People just expect them to be at the top of the American every year. And maybe that's just not where we should be expecting them to be. I think that Northwestern, with their new quarterback, Preston wasn't awful at SMU. I say they upset Tulane, 6-point favorites. I say Northwestern wins outright.
Well, I say you need to shut up. Tulane wins. They are always consistent in beating teams like Northwestern. Go Wave.
Greenway.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Purdue versus Ball State. What are you doing? Turn the channel. It's on ESPN Plus, I think. Or it's on the Big Ten Network 3. I don't know where we're televising Purdue versus Ball State, but change the channel, man. Ball State's bad. Purdue's bad, but Purdue is P4, so Purdue. 17.5-point favorites there.
Purdue's always been a joke in my eyes, just of everything about them except education. But this isn't a math league, so I'm going. Well, okay, I'm going for.
Whoa!
I'm going for Purdue.
Goodness, you scared me there. Mississippi State versus Southern Miss. Mississippi State, an SEC school, only favored by 11.5. And I forgot to write the pick down here, but it doesn't matter. Southern Miss this year is just last year's Marshall team, but probably worse. They weren't that Marshall team wasn't good enough to beat any SEC teams because they lost to Virginia Tech. And they probably won't be good enough to beat the worst of the SEC this year. So, give me Mississippi State. I don't care if Blake Shapen sucks. He's better than a Sun Belt team.
I'm going to say Southern Miss could be on level with the Kennesaws in just terms of bad.
Wow.
Mississippi State also isn't the greatest team of all time, but they're an SEC team. They should crush them. So I'm gonna go with the Bulldogs.
Okay. Turn on your TVs. If you're watching the Purdue Ball State game, just dive right into it and just switch over to Kent State versus Merrimack. Kent State's favored by less than a touchdown, 6.5 points. Merrimack is 0-3 against FBS opponents, but Kent State should not count as an FBS opponent. I think they're like a D2 opponent, and Merrimack should probably be favored. I don't know where they stand in the FCS, but I'll take the coin flip and go with Merrimack.
I think Kent State will slowly increase in skill over time, and I don't think the line is exactly right. I think once they start playing games, maybe it would increase a little bit and it'll look better, but I'm still going to go with the Golden Flashes.
Wow. Okay, head to head. It gives me a reason to watch it. Thank goodness.
Why didn't we go in depth into this game?
Syracuse versus Tennessee?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about Steve Angeli?
That's a great game.
Versus Joey Aguilar?
Yeah.
I think this is just going to be a non-factor of a game. Tennessee favored by 13.5. Many argue they shouldn't be ranked. They're the disappointment team of the year. I wouldn't trust my kid to go to Tennessee and play football, although he'd probably make the team. But I think that Tennessee's still going to win. They're still going to beat Syracuse. They don't have Honda McCord anymore, who I wasn't high on anyways, but now they just completely lose their identity.
Yeah, McCord was that team. Tennessee still got weapons like Squirrel White kicking.
No Rondé Gadsden either.
I don't care. The Joey Aguilar Squirrel White connection might win the SEC. No, I'm just kidding. But they'll do pretty good. They'll beat Syracuse.
VMI versus Navy.
Ooh, a military battle.
Yeah. Some might call it some sort of military bowl. Should be a tone setter for a great Navy season. They should handle VMI pretty handedly. No line on that one.
Go midshipmen. Beat Army. Yeah.
Duquesne versus Pitt doesn't have a line. That's a fun little Pittsburgh derby. They're both in Pittsburgh. Obviously, Pitt's in Pittsburgh, but many do not know that Duquesne located in Pittsburgh.
I knew.
It's still going to be a crushing, a mollywhopping. Give me Pitt.
Pitt.
We got our analyst over here. And then the biggest game on the slate for most people. Ohio State versus Texas. Ohio State currently favored by 2 points. Texas will be debuting Arch Manning.
No. He debuted against ULM.
I know that, okay? But this is a game that matters.
ULM mattered. What if they lost it? That would have been huge.
Okay, so ULM, they already beat a good team this century in Alabama. They can't do it again.
General Booty was playing. No, he wasn't. He was hurt.
Did he get hurt? I thought he got benched.
Oh, he probably got benched.
I'm pretty sure he got benched. Arch Manning's big game debut. Ohio State, here's the angle I'm looking at. They lost both of their tackles, their left and right tackle. And Texas brought in a crazy edge rushing group from the portal. And I'm not sure Julian Sain will be able to handle that. And I'm more confident that Arch will be good, like off rip, than I am that Julian Sain will be good. Ohio State, they only have 2 wide receivers that are established good, aren't they? It's just Carnell and Jeremiah Smith. I don't know who wide receiver 3 is.
Yeah.
Texas for the upset.
I have Texas in my championship. To be in that championship, they're going to have to beat the Ohio States of the world. And you could also say, hey, Ohio State lost to Oregon in the regular season and they end up winning the Natty. So you can still lose to these guys and still win the championship. But Texas has the stronger team. They're ranked number 1 for a reason. Give me the upset. Horns up. Go. Yep. Screw Ohio State. No one even likes them.
An equally exciting game, FAU versus Maryland. FAU brought in Caden Veltkamp, who was a Hilltopper last year, who I was very, very high on. But the rest of the team is just so bad. It's FAU, my goodness. Maryland.
We all remember the Crab 5. We're going back to March Madness.
Oh my gosh.
But, FAU is a really strong team. They're really...
Are you going to bring up their Final Four appearance?
Oh, yeah, they did. They got Big Justice rooting for them. But Maryland is the stronger team, no matter how bad they are at football. Go Terps.
Toledo versus Kentucky. Kentucky only favored by 7.5. The bookies, they're catching on. They're feeling a little bit of tingling in their loins because of Toledo. They're getting really excited. The pride and joy of the MAC is going to Kentucky. Kentucky just named Zach Calzada their starter. They might go like 2-10 this year. Give me Toledo to pull off the upset.
You have too many MAC teams winning.
No,
it's not gonna happen.
I didn't pick Miami of Ohio.
You have. Who do you have? You have Toledo. You have
has
Buffalo.
the MAC ever? Bowling Green almost upset Penn State last year. Do you not remember?
Green.
Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame. Come on.
You didn't even pick Northern Illinois.
But this week?
Yeah.
Have we gone over the Northern Illinois game?
Yeah, they're playing Illinois.
No, that's Western Illinois.
Oh, that's Western Illinois. Same thing. Okay. Kentucky sucks. They're actually terrible. It's embarrassing that they exist as a program. Toledo wins.
Bang. All right. On the UConn Plus network, it's UConn versus Central Connecticut. Download that app, folks.
No.
No line on this game. UConn's shocked the world last year kind of silently because they're not part of a conference and nobody cares. But they were sneaky good last year. And people are expecting more of the same this year. And they can't afford to drop one to Central Connecticut. So, give me UConn.
No matter how much of a dumpster UConn is, we can't forget their March Madness.
Okay.
No. I thought I'd be a little funny, go Central Connecticut, but actually, you know what? I will. I'm going Central Connecticut.
Okay, we're going head to head. Download the UConn Plus app. I don't even know if it is an app, but wherever it is, it's on UConn Plus. Find it, man. Fordham versus Boston College. Boston College is just the same team every year, getting 6-7 wins. Always barely bowl eligible. They now play in the Fenway Bowl. That can be their little nest at the end of every season. They come back to the Fenway Bowl and they lose to Northern Illinois. They play Fordham. This will be one of their 6 wins. Boston College.
Their running back's name is Turbo.
Yeah.
I'm going Boston College. He's getting 500 yards.
In this game?
Yes.
They're not going to bench him?
No.
Robert Morris versus West Virginia. No line on this one. Remember that crazy interception from Robert Morris?
Yes.
West Virginia.
West Virginia, the party school, the Mountaineers, they got some other names probably, but no one cares enough to care.
Bang.
Oh.
Wow.
But, can't forget about Robert Morris's basketball performance last year.
Where are they? They're not the Patriot. They're in the...
Weren't they in?
No, they're in the league with the Detroit Mercy and not the Missouri Valley. Who am I thinking of? Gosh, no. Guys, I'm washed. Horizon League. They're in the Horizon League in basketball. I swear. No, I have to check.
Go Mountaineers.
Oh, gosh. Horizon League. Please.
You spelled that completely wrong.
Recently visited site? When? Sorry, guys. This is really important to me. Men's basketball. I just gotta look at Robert Morris. Okay, yes. No,
that's Oral
Roberts. Oral Roberts.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. I was right, guys. I'm not washed. Old Dominion versus Indiana. Not a lot to love about ODU this year. That hasn't stopped them historically from upsetting these big teams. And I think IU's going to regress a lot. And they should be on upset alert. I think ODU has a very real chance to win this game. I'm not saying that just because we've got a buddy who goes there. I'm saying that because Indiana's going to be awful this year. But Indiana will be my pick because I'm scared to get burned. I've already picked too many MAC teams. I'm not picking a Sun Belt team.
Indiana's gonna still be good. I don't know what you're talking about. Kurt Signetti, look him up. He wins. Go Hoosiers.
Louisville versus Eastern Kentucky. Louisville favored by 38.5. Louisville beat Austin Peay 62-0 last year in their opener. I don't see why Eastern Kentucky would put up any more of a fight. Louisville.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say. Just go to Louisville.
All right.
The Eastern Kentucky. No.
South Dakota versus Iowa State. South Dakota's 5th in the AFC FCS coaches poll. And Iowa State, they didn't really look that complete in their Ireland game. They'll be fine. Iowa State.
Now hold your horses.
Whoa.
South Dakota is great. They're on the FBS level. They are better than
Kent State.
Yes, much.
I agree with that.
I think they can be on level with some of the higher group of 5 guys. So if you really think about it, South Dakota's winning. I'm not picking Iowa State. Ever.
You think they're going to go 0-12 this year?
Yep. Well, It's too late for that now.
Oh, that's true. Guys, don't watch this game. Temple versus UMass. gosh. Temple favored by 2.5. This is so ugly. I mean, I don't even want to watch this game. I may watch a lot of action. And UMass is returning to the MAC. This year or next year?
This year.
They added 3 new teams this year? No, wait. That's Conference USA that they added 2 new teams. They're in the MAC. I'm going with Temple. They're 3-0 against UMass historically. That's, I mean, the only edge I could find. They're both awful.
Big fan of Temple over here. I think they're a quality team. In my heart, they are, at least. So, they might not be the best team on paper, but who gives a hoot? The Owls do. Temple wins over the, what do they call
Minutemen?
them? Yeah, the Minutemen. Many men.
On a similar level of that game, we have Alabama versus Florida State. This is our third game we'll go kind of in depth on. Against my better judgment. Florida State needs this game. They don't want it. They need it. Because if they can't beat... if they can't, they're probably not going to win. I don't think anyone expects them to win this game. But if they don't show anything, if they get blown out like 21, 28 points, it's not looking good for the Noles. And Thomas Castellanos is a great grab. He showed flashes last year. I know the stat line didn't look great. People are saying, oh, Thomas Castellanos overrated. Florida State's going to be so awful again this year. They grab all of UCF's good players that weren't drafted, or the wide receiver, freaking Xavier Townsend.
Oh, sorry. I just fell asleep thinking about this game. Look, Alabama. It's very funny. It's a game between a very probably overrated team in Alabama versus a potential underrated team in Florida State.
Very true.
Could be an upset alert. I don't think so, just because Florida State sucks. But hey, they have potential. I think they have more potential than people are thinking. But just give me Alabama and we'll move on.
I agree. Again, we're just rattling off the really exciting games here. Nevada versus Penn State.
Yeah.
Let's freaking go. Penn State favored by 44.5. This line should be a pick'em. No. Penn State.
It's a very, very close game.
You can see it now.
I can see Nevada entering Happy Valley. They hear the chants, but they're not phased.
Okay. Could you tell me the quarterback of this team who is not phased?
Mr. Nevada. And he drops back. He throws and it's intercepted by Dominic DeLuca and it's taken back for a 60-yard return touchdown. I'm shocked that they even got 20 yards in the first place, but we're going Penn State.
All right. Another big game here. Georgia versus Marshall. Somehow Georgia's favored by less. Okay. Marshall lost many players.
I'll tell you why when it's my turn.
Thank you. Marshall couldn't even compete in their bowl game last year because their team got gutted and went to Southern Miss. They don't have a team. In terms of a team, we don't have a team. Okay? Marshall might not win a game this year. I don't know who their quarterback is. Is it still Stone Earl? Hell no. Georgia.
Okay, I'll tell you why. It's because it's a Georgia offense. What are they? They never. They don't never score 40 points, but they're usually a defense.
Remember that Natty game against TCU?
Okay, that was a weird game. No, it wasn't. Everyone expected that. But what's his name again? Oh my goodness, Stockton.
Gunnar Stockton?
He's not putting up 40.
He's not putting up 40 against Marshall? Well, you're right. He's going to get pulled when they're up 35-0 at half.
Okay, Bucknell Air Force. Let me take the wheels on this one.
Oh, okay. This is the one that you decided to... Okay.
Yeah. See, it's a very close game between two titans of the college football world.
Right?
Everyone remembers Tim Tebow's battle against Bucknell. And Johnny Manziel, he struggled against Air Force.
Okay. I don't remember those games, but then again, I really wasn't paying attention to college football when that was going on.
It's sad to see where these two titans have fallen. It's kind of like watching Albert Pujols play at the end of his career. It was very sad, but the one rose above the other. Literally, Air Force flying over them.
That was really beautiful. Yeah, Air Force was literally one of the most dysfunctional teams last year after, Kent State. It might have been Air Force because they just couldn't do anything. They tried out a bunch of quarterbacks. The air raid just doesn't work when you don't have a good quarterback and good receivers and a good team. But, Bucknell isn't really turning many heads, so... Air Force. Northern Illinois versus Holy Cross, another game without a line. Both teams seem to be rebuilding. I'll take the FBS team that's rebuilding over the FCS team that's rebuilding. Because Holy Cross, they might be FCS coach poll ranked. I know they were at least mentioned. Maybe they weren't. I don't know. I forgot. But I have more faith in Northern Illinois, even if Ethan Hampton's gone. Even if the running back's gone, who I forgot, unfortunately, even though he was really, really awesome last year.
Okay. There's not really much to think about here. Last time Northern Illinois played a Catholic team, they won. Some people like to put Notre Dame and Holy Cross on the same level. So it's going to be a tough game, but Northern Illinois wins it.
Okay. Montana State versus Oregon. Montana State, nothing to sneeze at. But Oregon is going to take their almost loss against Idaho last year, and they're going to make sure that they don't almost drop one to an FCS team again. And they're going to blow Montana State out of the water. And they're going to play Mekhi Hughes and company all 4 quarters.
Now, let's give Montana State their flowers. They're not an FCS team. They're an FBS team in an FCS world. But still Oregon, still going to win. Go Ducks. Quack.
Maine versus Liberty. Maine was 5-7 last year in the FCS. They have a good FCS quarterback in Carter Peavy. But Liberty's 9-0 against FCS teams since joining FBS, and one of those wins was against Maine. And let's be honest, Liberty loves beating up on little kids and going undefeated, and then playing a good team, above average team at that, and then just dropping the ball and crying to their mother. So, they can crush Maine all they want. I think that's going to happen here. 25.5 point favorite, sorry.
Maine, the home of Ace Flag. That's got to contribute to something. That might give them a couple extra points. You never know, but I like Liberty's chances here. They're the little kid destroyer.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, actually, I'm not going to say that.
Okay. I'm scared. Alabama A&M versus Arkansas. Arkansas favored by 42.5 points. Taylor Green going to carry Arkansas on his back. Handed win for Arkansas.
SEC, not even in the league. Go SEC. Arkansas backs go.
Okay, a man of few words. Chattanooga versus Memphis. No line on this one because nobody knows what Chattanooga's going to look like this year.
I do.
Would you like to take the reins?
Yeah, I got this one.
Okay.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. You want to know what else was in Tennessee?
Yeah.
The Rocky Top Mountains. And what do they always say? Corn don't grow at all on Rocky Top. And I don't know if you heard about this, Memphis is the third highest eating corn university in the nation. So they're going to be very pissed off at Chattanooga that corn don't grow at all on Rocky Top. Memphis wins with flying colors. There you go.
Okay. That was... You don't even have notes for that. Did you make that up?
Yes, I made that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That'd be crazy.
I'm like... It's crazy off the dome. But... yeah, Memphis has a transfer quarterback from Nevada. That's pretty bad, but... I'll go with Memphis. Former rivals in the AAC of UCF. Some may say. James Madison versus Weber State. I'll go with the class of the Sun Belt here. Weber State shouldn't make any waves here against JMU.
Sadly... oh, wait. I can give you the most likely top 5 corn-consuming universities.
Oh, really? Okay, please. An hour into this podcast, please tell us.
Iowa State.
Obviously.
University of Illinois at Urbana.
That's just Illinois.
Purdue.
Okay.
Nebraska. And Minnesota.
Well, that's a lot of Big Ten. Big Ten loves their corn.
Yep. Minnesota sounds like Memphis, so it's close enough.
We're on JMU versus Weber State.
Yeah, I got that. Weber State, home of... who was it? It was Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
James Madison, home of TJ Bickerstaff. I'm gotta go. I mean, TJ Bickerstaff, better basketball player, Damian Lillard. Gonna go James Madison.
Okay. That's a take. We haven't gone head to head in like any of these, have we?
Well, they're all.
Yeah, I get that, but man, maybe we'll go head to head on this one. UAlbany versus Iowa. UAlbany, bad year last year. They're gonna look to bounce back in the FCS this year. There's your Albany Nugget. They're gonna have to wait till they play Delaware State next week to do that. Iowa, 37.5-point favorites. I'll take them.
I think it's a joke that Iowa is favored 38 points. When have they ever scored 38 points?
That's actually a fair... Whoa, that's a lot. That must be their biggest spread in years.
And that's assuming UAlbany doesn't score a single point.
Mm-hmm. Because they're not dropping 40.
Yeah. Yeah, just give me Iowa. It's going to be 10-0. That's pretty...
And it's going to be 5 safeties. Coastal versus UVA. We had this game last year in like the middle of the season. If I remember correctly, UVA brings in Chandler Morris from North Texas. Big fan of that program last year, big fan of that program this year. Chandler Morris is good enough to beat a Sun Belt team, I'd say. And Coastal is not the Coastal of 2 years ago when they had Grayson McCall. So I think people are overrating Coastal, and UVA should beat Coastal pretty candidly.
UVA wins. Muskett's gone. They should win by more than 12.5 points. That's a joke.
I agree. Even though UVA, is still kind of bad, but
yeah,
not Coastal bad. Oklahoma versus Illinois State. Tune-up game, Oklahoma.
Oh, is that it? Oh, okay.
What, you think I had an in-depth analysis on Illinois State? No, I don't care enough.
Illinois State, it's representing the whole state of Illinois.
Right.
Oklahoma's just representing Oklahoma.
Which, as we all know, is not a state.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Baker, go Oklahoma.
Baker? Mayfield?
Yeah.
Buddy, he's long gone.
Yeah. But, yeah. He's still there in my heart.
All right, well, the Baker Mayfield-led Oklahoma Sooners gonna go and beat Illinois State, according to Josh. Long Island versus Florida. DJ Lagway, there's no line on this because DJ Lagway and that idiot that they got coaching are going to, Billy Napier, are going to mollywop him. And the Sharks can't do nothing about it.
That's very disrespectful using a New York accent when you're talking about the Long Island Sharks. But Florida's the greatest college football program of all. I'm just kidding. They're not.
Hey!
What?
No, they're not.
I just said they weren't. Try and listen. Yeah, Florida, DJ Lagway might be the best quarterback in the league. Go Florida. Go Gators.
In a few years. North Alabama versus Western Kentucky. Maverick McIver practice game. No line on this one because Western Kentucky's going to smoke them. I don't know if he played North Alabama while he was in the FCS at Abilene Christian, but I'm sure they destroyed him if they did. I'm going to look at this back and after the podcast, and I'm going to see that they lost by like 20. Anyways.
I don't care about this game. Western Kentucky.
What the hell, man? You don't like good football. Texas A&M versus UTSA. Listen, UTSA, in that American Conference, people are saying, oh, look, they've got their quarterback back. And their wide receiver. They're gonna win it all.
Texas A&M wins this because they have to win 8 games exactly, and this is going to be one of their 8 games.
That too. Texas A&M. The one that we're all excited for. Vandy versus Charleston Southern. Charleston Southern was FSU's first win last year, if I remember correctly. Unless that was Cal.
No,
was it Charleston Southern or was it Cal?
No, it was definitely Charleston Southern. Because I would have remembered Florida State losing to Charleston Southern, and I remember they played them.
Well, I know they beat Charleston Southern, like, badly, and that's really bad luck. Because that team, if you'll remember, was pretty, sheesh, yikes, disgusting, ew, gross, get it off my plate. Vandy. Diego Pavia's only going to have to play like one quarter of this game.
Their first win was Cal.
Okay. And then they went on to beat...
They played Charleston Southern.
41-7 at the end of the year.
The Vandy, Pavia, yay. They're really smart, and they're really cool, and
it's really very dangerous.
They're very private because they're a private school.
Wow.
So they're hiding secrets about their team.
You heard it here first, Vandy on Natty Watch. Okay. Kansas versus North Dakota. Kansas State versus North Dakota. Kansas State favored 25.5 points. Not a great showing in Ireland. I think they rebound against North Dakota. Even though they are a solid FCS program, it's still Kansas State, and they've got guys on that team. So, Kansas State.
I think they just felt uncomfortable in Ireland, as most of us would. So,
it's fair.
Kansas State's going to win this one.
Austin Peay versus Middle Tennessee State. Guys, you know what? No, you should watch this game. Because what if, even though they lost to Louisville like 52-0 last year, it's not like Middle Tennessee State is world beaters. They got Nicholas Vadiato, who probably is going to be the only reason Middle Tennessee State wins this game, because he's a above-average Conference USA quarterback, which means he's good enough to beat an FCS team, especially a below-average one. MTSU for the win.
I mean, you should watch this one for not even 2 minutes. Watch it for a minute. You'll get how it's gonna go, and then turn it off, or keep watching.
Keep watching. Couldn't hurt.
Yeah. Well, it can.
Never mind.
Middle Tennessee.
All right, we got one with a very strange line here. Southeast Missouri State versus Arkansas State. Arkansas State favored 10.5 points. I don't see why this is close. Southeast Missouri lost a lot from their solid season last year. And Jalen Raynor returns for Arkansas State. He was actually really, really good. I'm very high on Arkansas State this year. I think they're going to beat Southeast Missouri State by like triple this total.
I think they're just confused, and as most of us would be, but they probably thought it was Arkansas normal, which game would be closer than versus Arkansas State. So, but I mean, the line would probably be around 30. But just give me Arkansas State.
And remember, Southeast Missouri State.
I don't care.
And Texas A&M Corpus Christi had that one play-in game a few years ago for the 16 seed in March Madness.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Morgan State versus South Alabama. No line on this one. Major Applewhite coaching the South Alabama team to relevancy. They lose Gio Lopez, but Morgan State is not a football powerhouse. Not even close. Not sure why they have a team. They should also get rid of their sports teams. South Alabama.
When I think of Morgan State, I think of Morgan Freeman.
As do I.
And I think of the Shawshank Redemption, as most of us would.
Really?
Yeah, that's like...
I was thinking more Invictus.
No. So... And South Alabama, that's close enough to Shawshank Prison. So we're just gonna go with South Alabama.
Nichols versus Troy. Troy 20.5-point favorites. Nichols has already played a game this year. Not many people were tuned in for this one. I sure wasn't. They beat FCS number 4 Incarnate Word 21-6, I think. That's crazy impressive, but they only scored 20 points. And Troy they're an FBS program, and I think that maybe the line's a little bit too high. It's moved in Nichols' favor since that win. But I still think Troy is an average Sun Belt team, and they're probably going to beat Nichols. So I'll go with Troy.
Hold on.
I'm holding.
I know you are. Okay, well, I'll bring it up later. But, Troy, based on the Trojans, Odysseus, the Trojan horse, very, very strong group. Just think of the bonding that happened in the Trojan horse. That bond can easily beat Nichols. They didn't even need... They could be a bunch of random drug addicts and they could beat Nichols.
Well, okay. Game of the week, game of the year maybe. In week 1, LSU versus Clemson. This would be a great game that could go either way if Ryan Kelly could win home openers. Unfortunately, he cannot. It'll come down to the wire. It will be a good game, but we all know the outcome will be Clemson winning by probably a field goal. This is kind of like in my opinion, a natty preview here, and a preview of the two very high Heisman candidates. And if Clemson wins, LSU could have that revenge rematch aspect in the the natty that I'm looking for. You know, it's all college football, all about storylines. But for now, I'm going Clemson.
I'll keep it short and simple. LSU's overrated. Clemson's less overrated. Clemson wins.
Okay. Utah State versus UTEP. Y'all know how much I love UTEP. And, I mean, watching a Spencer Petras-led Utah State team last year just did not inspire any confidence in me. And they do refresh the team, bringing in almost all transfers. But in their first game, they might have a few slip-ups. And in a game that is this closely contested, I think that's the edge that UTEP needs. And I'm going UTEP.
So my friend goes to Utah State. He said it's pretty cool over there. I like Mountain West more than Coosa.
That's just weird.
I'm gonna go Mountain West. Utah State beats UTEP.
Wow. Okay.
Shout out Cooney.
Michigan versus New Mexico. They lost Devin Dampier. It's over for New Mexico. They're going to be bad for so long now. Michigan.
Michigan. Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time, especially in that AP poll. It's kind of been it's felt like a century since I've seen them in there.
Been a year.
They kind of with Alex Orgy, Warren,
Davis Warren.
Davis Warren. Wow, those guys are high school level quarterbacks. But New Mexico sucks. Michigan, they cheat. They're probably gonna cheat in this game. They're gonna have to.
They don't have to cheat versus New Mexico. Come on.
Yes, they do.
I could beat New Mexico by myself.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say. No, I'm not gonna say the thing, but you know who I picked.
Okay. Missouri State in their opening game, unlike Delaware, are playing a really good team in USC. Maybe not really good team.
Really good.
But comparatively to a Conference USA school, basically FCS school, it's going to be a rude awakening. Welcome to the big leagues, Missouri State. USC by 50.
Who is USC's?
Miami.
No. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't even know why I asked that. Like that would like they could put Alex Orgy at quarterback and I'd still pick them.
I don't know.
USC.
Louisiana Tech versus Southeastern Louisiana. Goodness. I think that Louisiana Tech finally finds that extra mile, that extra gear this year, and they'll make a statement here and shut out Selah here.
Louisiana Tech, you really think about the name, technology, Louisiana, two very, very, very important things for football. Combine them together, you make a really good football team. You know, Southeast Louisiana, it's just Louisiana.
Okay, yeah.
Louisiana Tech wins.
All right, man. Texas Tech versus Arkansas Pine Bluff. No line on that one. Oh, yeah, by the way, Louisiana Tech only favored by 12.5 in that game against Southeast Louisiana. Are we sure? I mean, yikes. I think they beat them by like triple that total.
Maybe they meant 125 and they just put the decimal point there.
Gotcha. Texas Tech UAPB. It's going to get ugly. UAPB might lose by 80. I mean, they're just so awful.
You know, Texas Tech, they're kind of they're the AP dark horse this year.
Right.
And usually they're kind of right every once in a while. So I'm gonna go Well, not that would matter, but I'm gonna go Texas Tech.
Ole Miss versus Georgia State. Ole Miss favored by 35.5. Shout out if you're still with us. This is bad. Ole Miss is just filled with SEC talent. Enough said. They're going to beat Georgia State, who had a winning record against SEC opponents last year, beat Vandy.
Oh. Ole Miss wins.
Okay. Tulsa versus Abilene Christian. This is probably one of the most likely FCS over FBS upsets we see this week. Tulsa only favored by 5.5. It's basically a pick 'em. Abilene is 16th in the FCS
Tulsa
poll.
wins.
16th in the FCS poll. And Tulsa's just going to be so awful this year like they were last year. But I still like Tulsa's chances to win here. Because Abilene Christian, they lost a lot of guys. They lost Maverick, and they lost, their head coach, their offensive coordinator, something like that. I'm going with Abilene. Not Abilene, Tulsa.
My goodness. Shout out to Brody Grant, star Broadway of Ponyboy Curtis in famous show the Broadway play The Outsiders, and did a very good job singing Tulsa 67. So I'm gonna go Tulsa to win by 67 points.
That's awesome, man. Rice versus Louisiana. Louisiana favored by 12 points. They got the SEC reject connection. Quarterback Walker Howard from Ole Miss, I think. And then wide receiver Shelton Sampson from LSU. Meanwhile, Rice is just trying to find a starting QB. They'll probably experiment in this game. Louisiana will probably have this pretty easily. Give me Louisiana.
All right. Love Rice as much as the next guy. They're not winning. Rice.
You got it on the first try this time.
Huh?
You got it on the first try. Last time you tried to say love blank as much as the next guy, it took you like 6 attempts.
Oh. Cool. I know this does go against my theory about the Louisiana. It is just Louisiana, but it's also just Rice. You can't really use the formula there, but Louisiana wins because Rice are smart people and they're nerds.
Okay.
Still would want to go.
Eastern Miss versus Texas State. Texas State favored by 13.5. Texas State loses Jordan McLeod. They lose Ismail Mahdi. And they retool in the transfer portal. They'll have to rely on that talent to win a game against an Eastern Michigan team whose defense got absolutely gutted and are also trying to find a starting quarterback. It's not looking very good in Eastern Michigan. I think Texas State will do just fine.
Texas State, they were supposed to be good last year. They weren't. I think this is going to be a very weird game. And, you got to root for a directional Michigan at least once a week. Go Eastern Michigan to upset Texas State. It's going to be a great game.
Wow. North Texas versus Lamar. North Texas I'm high on them. Lamar is an FCS opponent. Although they're pretty tough, North Texas has this. They'll be fine. North Texas.
Okay. Lamar, pretty good basketball season last year. Okay. Rooting for them to get in the tournament. I don't think they did end up. They were around second or third. Only losing to McNeese.
That's right.
And, named after Lamar Jackson, because he went there.
No, you're right. You're right. No, you're totally. Yep. Go ahead.
But, North Texas, it's where Johnny Manziel went. So, gotta go North Texas in honor of Money Manziel.
Okay, man. North Texas versus Lamar. BYU versus Portland State. Portland State already lost to Tarleton 42-0 this season. So, I don't know why BYU is only favored to beat them by one more point with 43. But, listen, man. I guess they're not very high on BYU, or they think that Tarleton are frauds. BYU.
I'm going BYU because Portland smells like dead people.
Okay. SMU versus East Texas A&M, formerly Texas A&M Commerce. SMU beat Houston Christian last year 59-7, and they're pretty similar team to last year. They still have Kevin Jennings. So, SMU.
Having Kevin Jennings hurts them, but they're still going to go SMU. Wait until he plays a real team and he's going to shake in his little boots.
He beat Clemson? No, he didn't beat Clemson.
Didn't.
That's right. He lost to Clemson.
He lost every big game last year.
You're right. We talked about this.
Yeah.
Okay. New Mexico State versus Bryant. Bryant is an abysmal FCS team. I don't care how good New Mexico State is. They're probably not great. New Mexico State. Ooh. That was Bryant, man.
Bryant, great performance, college basketball.
Yes, I'm aware they beat my UMBC Retrievers in the conference tournament.
But New Mexico, it's great state, lots to do there. I'm gonna pick New Mexico. State.
Fresno State versus Georgia Southern, the closest line we have all week. It's only half a point in favor of Fresno State. Listen, E.J. Warner looked so bad in week 0 against a not great Kansas team. And Georgia Southern they bring back their head coach. That's good. They bring back their quarterback, J.C. French. That's also good. Bring in a lot of transfers. But I think J.C. French is much better than E.J. Warner and will be better enough to control the game and win subtly by like 7 or 10 points. Give me Georgia Southern outright.
Fresno State wins by 2 points.
Okay. Any analysis?
No.
Then we'll move on to the rivalry game. We get week 1, Wazoo versus Idaho. It's the Battle of the Palouse, which is a region.
Yeah, it is.
In the west, on the Idaho-Washington border. Idaho hasn't won this game since 2000. The loser used to have to walk back to campus less than 8 miles away. And I hope they bring that tradition back because I want to see Idaho have to walk all the way back to Moscow and freaking be sad about it. Sorry, Nate. Wazoo's winning.
Wazoo sucks, but they're better than Idaho, so go Wazoo.
Northern Arizona versus Arizona State. All right, we're getting to the West Coast games, so that means we're almost done. Northern Arizona, 18th in the AFC/FCS poll. But Arizona State is still a capable program. And once again, I do think that Sam Leavitt and Arizona State is just not good. So, I'll say Arizona State wins. But NAU holds it to 2, 3, maybe even 1 score.
You're stupid. Arizona State crushes the living sigma out of them.
Really?
Yeah. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what I just said.
Okay.
This is getting too much for me.
What? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games left. Okay. Cal versus Oregon State. Oh, all right.
Let's do rapid fire.
Let's do that. No. Malik Murphy transfers over from Duke. Him and Anthony Hankerson are going to run through Cal. I don't know why they're only favored by 2. I think Oregon State is better than most people realize. Cal starting true freshman QB, Jaron Kiawe Sagapolutele, and I think Cal's just too meh. Oregon State.
Cal because
Well, you're a victim of the Calgorithm.
Cal because it's that guy's last name looks like it says sour apple.
Okay. Hawaii versus Arizona. Arizona favored by 17.5. Unfortunately, Micah Alijado's status for this game is questionable. He injured his foot, and if he doesn't play, I don't like Hawaii's chances. And if he does play injured, I don't like him either. I like him a little bit more because he's still good on the injured foot, but I gotta go with Arizona here.
That wouldn't matter to me. Arizona wins anyway, even though I don't really like them as a team.
Utah versus UCLA. Nico has built himself up in the college football world as this highly sought-after, controversial quarterback, burning bridges as he moves from Tennessee to UCLA. And I don't think he lives up to the hype at all. He's inconsistent. He's going to grow, probably, but on a UCLA team, it's going to look more like a lateral jump.
Couldn't agree with you more. UCLA is very... They're also one of the Minnesota, Wisconsin teams that they don't do anything. They're there for the other teams to put on their schedule. Utah wins.
Can't wait for Devin Dampier football. Colorado State versus Washington. Washington favored by 22 points. Braden Fowler-Nicolosi's magic that he had against Colorado in 2 years ago in that game against Colorado. It's gone. I don't think he's a great quarterback. And Washington has enough talent on the roster to run over a mid-Mountain West team.
Washington wins because Colorado is overrated every year.
Colorado State?
Yes. Well, both.
Okay. South Carolina versus Virginia Tech. South Carolina. Favored by 7.5. Everything there was to like about Virginia Tech last year is gone.
It was gone after the first game.
And South Carolina loses Rocket Sanders, but Lenoris will be able to control this game. It shouldn't be a 7.5 point spread. It should be a little bit higher. Give me South Carolina. Our final zoom in, extra read all about it game. Notre Dame versus Miami. You have a sour face.
Huh?
Would you like to...
Oh, yeah. Notre Dame. I don't like you. You're really mean to me. But Jeremiah Love's cool. He's gonna run all over Miami. And Carson Beck. Terrible. He's the Peyton Thorns of Daniel Jones's, whatever you want to interpret that to be. Dude, that's a do it yourself.
DIY. Yeah, I agree with everything he said. Notre Dame should run all over Miami. Everything that, same with Virginia Tech. Everything that was good about them last year is just gone and replaced with great value versions of themselves. So, Notre to win that game. We have reached the final game on the slate. And it's TCU versus Bill Belichick and Gio Lopez's UNC show. TCU is a good unit. Okay, I heavily underrated them in my Big 12 picks to win. Because they've got Josh Hoover back. Again, one of those. They lost to UCF last year, which is probably not a good sign, but they also looked really good doing it. So I'm not going to bash them for that. They bring back Josh Hoover and Eric McAllister. Great connection last year. And they bring in Joseph Manjack, I believe from Houston, coming in through the portal. That's a pretty good offense. Not sure about the defense, but I'm more focused on what UNC can do on offense. And that is completely up to how Bill Belichick fares as a college coach. And I think that maybe he's going to have a reverse Deion year one year. In that he's going to start off slow. Against a willingly, like a good team. DCU can win football games historically. And Gio Lopez will have some growing pains headed up to the Power Four. And I don't think they take this game. But they will show improvement come year's end, and Belichick will show that, hey, he might be a good college coach. Or he's going to leave and break up with his girlfriend or whatever. And it's going to be messy, and North Carolina's not going to win a game. TCU.
I'm confused because you were all high on UNC and Gio Lopez, so I don't understand why you.
I said Gio Lopez for Heisman. I didn't say UNC.
That's the Heisman should beat TCU, but especially with one of the greatest coaches of all time as coach. But I think UNC is going to have you said reverse Deion. I think he's going to have a Deion year. He's going to win the first game by a lot, and then everyone's going to post about it, and it's going to be in the news for a while. Give me UNC to finish off the day.
That'll be on a Monday. Josh, we made it. We're at the end. We kept it to under 2 hours.
It's impressive.
Gosh, nobody's gonna watch this far, but if you did, congratulations. Again, if you have any questions you want us to answer on the next show, please leave them in the comments. Anything you want to say, Josh?
Go Cardinals.
Louisville?
No. Stanford.